Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tomorrow's Weather Today. I just want to start off by apologizing for the time that I have been gone. I have moved into college um, 2 weeks ago, and I have been very busy. I am living with a roommate, um, so it is difficult to record, but I will record when I do have opportunities to. And today's video will be on an update for the Atlantic hurricane season, as we are at about the height of the hurricane season, and I have missed a lot of storms since my last video. We did have Laura come through Louisiana, which was devastating. We had Nana go into Belize and Central America, and we had a few storms right up the East Coast, and then a few other fish storms and a few weaker storms that went into the Caribbean. But today we have newly formed tropical storm Paulette, tropical depression 18. We have two areas of interest, one off the eastern United States and another wave that is coming off the coast of Africa. If we go to our current storms, looking at tropical storm Paulette, going over to, I should have loaded these earlier, I apologize. And if we go to 18. We are going to let this load, but the disturbance off the Atlantic or off the eastern coast has a 30% chance over the next 5 days to become a tropical depression or named storm. And the disturbance coming off of Africa has a 50% chance over the next 5 days to form. This has good model support, so we will see what comes out of this. Looking at tropical storm Paulette, though, looking rather. It's not the best looking tropical storm that I've seen, but it's also not the worst. You could see pulsating thunderstorms and banding-like features um, on the eastern side and wrapping around to the northern side, but they are pulsating. And it looks like there's some dry air getting into the southern side, as you can see in the beginning of the loop right in here. You might be able to see the low-level center right in there, and then it comes under the thunderstorms. This thunderstorm complex is going to need to wrap around the southern side in order for this to strengthen. The NHC has this going off to the northwest very slowly. It is moving at 3 miles per hour right now with winds of 40 miles per hour. And they are bringing this up to a 60 mile per hour storm in the next 2 to 3 days. We're going to let water vapor load, but as water vapor loads, actually it's going to load rather quickly here. You can see all this dry air to the north in the darker grays, and it looks like some is trying to get into the system here. And we're going to see why this system will only become a moderate tropical storm. And looking at Tropical Depression 18, which is right next to the Azores Islands, has prompted tropical storm warnings for, not the Azores, for the Cabo Verde Islands, my bad. It's expected to strengthen and head off to the west-northwest, and it is moving at 10 miles per hour right now with winds of 35. It is forecasted by the NHC to become a hurricane, and this would be Rene when named. The fastest R storm to ever be named, and Paulette is the fastest P storm. But looking at satellite here, looking rather healthy for a tropical depression. My guess is that this is a storm in the way. I should have waited till the 2 p.m. advisory to come out. Actually, it might have. I believe it has, and they're still at a 35 mile per hour storm. But you can see there's a lot of rotation along with this, and it's looking like banding is trying to start to form along with this, and there is outflow on the southern side here. So we'll be moving in this way into the open Atlantic. So looking at the GFS model, we can see our two storms. One here, there is 18, and here is Paulette. And here's our other area of interest right here, a weak area of low pressure. if we take this ahead, we can see the GFS does strengthen 18 into Renee and keeps Paulette pretty weak, but I've noticed this year that the GFS has been on the weaker side for storms. I'm not saying that this is going to hold true for these storms, but that's what I've noticed lately. But we can see our other system right in here, our wave right in here, bringing moisture to the East Coast. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms for the Carolinas. But we can see our two systems going out to sea, one there, and here's Paulette, this would be Rita. And then we have our other wave coming off of Africa next week, which the GFS has strengthening a lot. The GFS on this run has Paulette going near Bermuda. That will need to be watched over the next few days or so. Where this storm recurves, because you can see this front right in there, which will be curving it out to sea. I don't think the East Coast needs to be, they need to be aware because this is the height of the hurricane season, but with these storms, I don't think that they do need to be. And then we can see this storm come up and recurve as well, and then another one coming off of Africa as well, according to the GFS. But that's far out. We don't know if this is going to happen. If we look at the 200 millibar winds, bringing this out to 2 days or so, we can see what is going to cause these systems to eventually weaken. Is this upper level trough right here, which is going to be parting some southwesterly shear up over Paulette. If we take an area sounding over Paulette, you can see 18 knots of shear. Low level winds out of the east, which is going to be driving this system towards the east, and then coming back out of the southwest as you go up in the atmosphere. Future read, so here's our upper level trough still right over Paulette. Future Rita does have a anticyclone, an upper level high pressure above this system, and if we take an area sounding of future Rita, 10 knots of shear, it's less, and this is why Rita will be able to strengthen more. So if we look at our moisture, in the mid-levels and the surface winds, the surface pressure and 700 to 400 millibar winds and moisture, we can see all this dry air up to the north of these systems. And like I said, looking at satellites, some of that dry air is getting into it, and it is going to keep getting into it. And for both systems, it looks like it's possible according to the GFS. Especially on the southern side, so you might, with Paulette, maybe see a comma shape sort of thing, maybe, with the moisture, maybe just a small bubble. Dry air is going to be a problem for the next wave as well, possibly. Let's see if they say anything. Could form late this week. Alright, so they're not saying anything about that yet, but gradual strengthening. And we can see this front here also, right in there-ish, which is going to deflect the storm off, and keep it away from the United States, thankfully, because we do not need another storm at this point in time. Looking at 500 millibar heights, you can see heights are very low out here. But our two storms, one here, one here. There's a ridge over the eastern United States, but there is a break in it, which is allowing these storms to curve out to sea, and this ridge is going to weaken. This ridge did weaken, and the edge of it is right in here, which is going to, and then this trough is going to come in, which is going to deflect it back out to sea, thankfully. And this trough right here is what's going to drive this storm upwards and away from here. But this is too far out in advance. This may change. This may end up coming towards the United States. We will see, though. But I think this is going to get in the next month and a half is going to be very active, and anywhere from Cape Cod all the way down to Florida, all the way to Texas, through Mexico, through Central America, and the Greater Antilles and the Lesser Antilles and the Bahamas need to have a close eye on the hurricane season because um, this is a very dangerous hurricane season, as we are already on 16 named storms, I think, and about to be 17 and possibly even 18, which is just nuts how we're only in September. But it's looking very favorable if we just look at the shear forecast really quickly. If this would like to load, that would be helpful. Looking not so bad in the, I didn't mean to click on this one, but not so bad for the MDR. But that is it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a new video. And I hope to be uploading more soon. I will upload as much as I can, but we will see how the workload goes and what's going on with my roommate, if he's in here or not. But yeah, I hope to see you all soon. Thank you all for watching.